In an amazing 24-hour time period, we went from not having any idea where Tina was to having her recovered, back to her family, and having Mr. Hurt properly buried. An absolutely amazing display of effort and collaboration.
Police detectives, police officers work with criminals all the time. We deal with criminals, that's our business. But very seldom do I hear investigators and police officers referring to one of their suspects as evil. And virtually every investigator that I have talked with on this case referred to this defendant as extremely evil.
You might wonder, what is it like to be asked to weigh in on a plea offer in exchange for knowing where the body of your loved one was tossed aside? We are a large family with a vast array of feelings, and yet we were able to come to a consensus on the plea. For as much as we have all longed to recover Tina, it was nonetheless very disturbing to receive word of a plea offer. We wrestled with the fact that by giving our consent to a plea deal, that Tina's murderer would ultimately be released from prison. Given credit for time already served and for the prospect of an early release for good behavior while in prison, that day of his release would come much sooner than we might like. Knowing that a second trial could again result in a life sentence without the possibility of parole, at what personal sacrifice do we decline the offer and allow the trial to proceed? Would our decision to accept a plea endanger another woman? Could we live with a longer sentence knowing that we would likely never recover Tina? These were not easy issues for us. In the end, we reached our decision as a family, and we are at peace with it.
I will tell you that the moment I looked down and saw that we were dealing with a World War II veteran, I about passed out. The notion that we would have to contact a family and ask for their authorization to do the things that I described earlier is something that I never thought we would have to ever talk with anybody about. At the same time, standing over that grave and looking at that man's name, I think brought a sense of relief that not only were we taking the defendant's word for it, that she was there, but we had other corroborating evidence, other investigative reports, which would have led us to the same place also. So I think there was a sense of relief that we believed him, and we felt comfortable contacting that family.
Mike, can you talk about how you arrived at a 25-year agreement?
Where we arrived at that number, frankly, was a product of negotiations between myself and his attorney. In talking with the Tournay family, we knew what goals we had in mind in terms of the length of sentence, and not just the length of the sentence announced by the court today, but actually what that would mean in real time in terms of when he would be eligible for parole, how old he would be, and it's probably not much of a secret now, our goal was to ensure that he was either incarcerated or on parole until the age of 70, or as close as we could get to the age of 70. That was just a number that we talked about collectively as a group, and that 25-year sentence enables us to do that.